So now after that's cut, I pull off the tape, and be very, very careful with this too. I took that same angle grinder with the diamond bit flap disc on it, and I just kind of got the burrs off of there. You just don't want anything to hinder it once the the lead thread goes into that goes into the nut. Okay, but that's it for that. Okay, and then next, what you're going to do is, there really is not too much more to it. The majority of you are going to figure this out, obviously, after I show you how to do this shoe. But if you're a total newbie to this, what you're going to do is you're going to take basically 2 of your 3/8 inch flat washers, that compression spring that we found. I don't know why, I can't say that I mess it up every single time, and then also the handle that we built in part 1. All you need to do is take the stem, 1 washer, the compression spring, another washer. Now one thing you're going to see in here, that it's kind of stepped in here. You'll see it's thinner and then stepped. What you're going to want to do though, and it's going to take some tinkering, you're going to have to kind of play with it once the shoe is in the Hitachi itself. You're going to have to play around with it. But ideally you want to get that set screw on this larger part, because it's closer to the diameter of that than this. I mean, there's a lot of play in that. There's not very much play when you're on there. So anyway, washer, compression spring, washer, and then once it's in the shoe, it's going to be a little bit easier to manipulate this to put the handle on it. And all you do is just turn in the set screw and you're good to go, man. That's it. There is nothing to it. I'll obviously show you, but we're waiting for the epoxy to dry. But if you want to jump into it right away, all you're going to do is this part first, put it into the shoe, put it up under the planer, and then place the planer down on the ground or on a flat surface and press until you can see that, the step, okay? And then basically set that up, and then you're going to have your knob. Okay, now there's other things that you can do, and I'm going to show you how to make one of these also. Once this is all on your planer, you have no idea of knowing your depth other than fully maxed out, because obviously the shoe will stop, but you don't know where your 0 mark is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little knob handle. All the parts I got from Lowe's, and we're going to make them that you can either use in that same set screw, or you can drill another set screw and tap it out with a tap and die, which I probably will do eventually. But for argument's sake and for the video's sake, I'm just going to show you how we do that real quick. And let me find the materials to show you what I am going to do for that little knob adjustment. So the knob adjustment is basically 3 parts. And I got the packages in front of me, so I can give you guys the exact name of what they are. This right here is a 1/2 inch by 0.194 by 1/2 inch nylon spacer. Okay, this right here is a 1/4 inch / 20 by 1 1/4 inch long socket head cap screw, and that's got a little, obviously, like an Allen wrench head in there, which you're going to need. And then also, this is just a metal spacer. This is 1/4 inch by 3/8 by 3/4. So 1/4 by 3/8 by 3/4. And what we're going to do is, it's pretty self-explanatory. This hole is not large enough for this to go through. So what you're going to do is you're going to find a drill bit that is this same diameter and drill straight through, okay? But then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find a drill bit that is this diameter and drill halfway through, so this will actually sit in there like such, okay? Because if you don't do that, if you just drill one way through, when you put the nylon spacer on, you have no threads showing. So, but if you go maybe a little bit more than halfway through and put this on, you have some threads showing. Okay, and you might even have to go a little bit deeper, but be real careful with that nylon because your drill bit will go through quite fast. You're just going to have to play around with it for a little bit to figure it out. But then this can be used as your set screw, and it can also be used as your stopper once you're zeroed out. Okay? I mean, that's all there is to it. I'll cut it apart for you, or I'll drill it out for you, but I'm sure you guys can figure this out on your own. I'll drill it out and I'll put it together and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, believe it or not, this little mechanism that I just built was probably the most difficult out of everything we've done so far. I know I said on the socket head that I told you to use, what was it? A 1.25" 20 by 1.25". Jump that up to 1.5". Again, I'm doing this on the fly also along with you. This is my first time doing a Hitachi planer, but I've done both Bosch's and Makita's. So, and this one seems to be even easier than both of those. But anyway, jump this up to 1.5" socket head. I basically had to use like a vice grips or anything. That's why you got a score mark on there to hold that while you're drilling out a larger one for the cap head, and then one this diameter for this to go through. Okay, and then basically you're just going to put that on there, your spacer, and you can use it in this set screw, or take out the black set screw and use, if I can get it in there, and use this as the set screw. And that's why instead of it being like a phenolic knob, like a black phenolic ball knob, you can actually use a wrench in order to torque that down, and you'll be good. That won't move at all. But one thing you're going to do, like when you, I don't know, I'm just kind of overzealous and I just want everything to be perfect. There was a little bit of meat, a little bit more threads showing than I liked, so I just took a black marker and marked it roughly, you know, give it a little bit so it does have room to grip onto the stem. But I just ground it down again with a grinder, and then I rounded off that a little bit. Okay, and that's it. That'll work as your, if I can get the thing back in here, I'm not left-handed. Put that back in there. And what that'll serve as, come here. Again, there's no depth adjustment on these. Let me check to see if this is in the frame. Okay. Once that is on the stem, it's going to serve as a stop both this way and that way. Again, you're going to know when that's maxed out because this might stop way before that. But if you want it to zero out, it'll be back over here somewhere. Okay? This is just going to be a reference guide. So, there you go, guys. I'm going to put it together, like I said, and show you how to put it together. But from this point on, I'm sure you guys know what you need to do in order to finish this up. As this epoxy sits, or is setting right now, I am actually going to, again, this is just a, let me focus out of this. This is just a plain old, obviously no mods done to it at all, fresh out of the box. I'm going to do the handle mod right now as we're talking. So if we come back and this might be apart or I don't have this fully done, just bear with me because for all purposes it's just going to be for the handle. Okay? But I think from here on out you guys know what you need to do to finish this up. Alright?